Okay, today we're gonna do the all transformation. So remember, so upward, downward, that means a vertical, which is y, right? Y shift transformation, you just add as it is. So upward means plus c, downward minus c, right? But x all the time inside, right? Inside the function, which is instead of x, you put it inside. But right means plus c, but x also opposite. So that should be f of x minus c. The left is minus c, but opposite, so plus c, you're going to put it there, right? And then reflection of x-axis. X-axis reflection means what? From here, going like that, right? So that means y value become negative y. Y is outside. So outside, negative f of x right there. But like reflection of y-axis, then become x become negative x, right? X is inside. So f of negative minus x. Everybody got it? And then, do you remember is, so like outside there's 2 times. Times 2 means that's stretch or shrink, but y as it is. So times 2, so by 2. So that means y, so vertical, stretch by 2, right? And then here, smaller than 1, you multiply, that becomes smaller, right? Become bigger than 1, stretch. Smaller than 1, shrink, right? Become smaller. So outside as it is, by 1/3, vertical, shrink, right? And then inside, there's a, you see 4 times x, right? Times 4. That's stretch or shrink, but x inside all the time, opposite or reciprocal. So this is times 4, then reciprocal means 1/4, right? So that's horizontal shrink by 1/4. And then you see 1/2 inside, then reciprocal is 2. So by 2, the horizontal stretch by 2. Everybody understand? Let's practice. So fx, f of x, let's say that's h of x. Let's say h of x is 3 square root 7 minus x minus 2. And number 2, h of x equals minus 2x plus 1 square plus 3. Let's say like that. So when you do that, all the time, find parent function first. Parent function of, I show you guys 8 parent function. Remember that? Among those, use square root. Then parent function is what? Is square root x function. This is quadratic. Use square right there, right? Parent function of this is this. From there, they shifted. They transformed. Okay? So first, inside, I see instead of x, I see negative x, right? So, number 1, x become negative x, right? X become negative x means what? Right? Like that. So, yx reflection. And now, outside, right? 3 is the outside of square root, right? And so outside, and then times 3, right? Times 3. That means stretch or shrink, but outside is vertical, right? Vertical, then as it is, times 3, then by 3, right? Oh, bigger than 1. Then stretch. Got it? And now what? Maybe, yeah, we can do this. So shrink, and then there's no times the subtractions. Then now let's find the x value which makes inside of this 0. So 7 minus x equals 0. You plus x both sides. X equals 7. So x equals 7. And then here at the time minus 2, right? So 7 and minus 2. That's a starting point for the square root function. So negative 7, 7 comma negative 2, right? That's a starting point. Starting point, that means that much original this function is 0, 0, and then graph is like that, right? So that means 7 to the right, right? 2 down. 7 right, 2 down. Everybody got it? And parent function of this scale function is starting point is right here and like that. And then if we follow y-x reflection, which means what? Thing like that. This way, right? And now what? Outside, vertical stretch by 2. So we make it big, right? So maybe this is 1, then it should be 3, like that. Everybody got it? And then now, 7 right, 2 down. So this 7, 2 down. So graph is something like that. Everybody got it? You can show the roughly graph like this. Make sense? And then from the original function, you show that like this. Then now what? Let's say h of x equals. So inside negative x, right? Because that's y-x reflection. And then 3 vertical stretch, that's outside, right? And then 7 unit to the right, that means that making 0, right? So then plus 7 you should do it, then x becomes 7, right? And outside 2 down, that kind of transformation there. From fx, you can write it this way. Okay, that kind of transformation there. Everybody understand? Let's practice one more. The parent function of this was x squared, right? Quadratic function. From there, 2x, right? 2x. So that means inside, because inside of parenthesis, right? Inside under the square, inside, and inside times 2. Then inside by what? Reciprocal. Inside reciprocal. 1/2, right? And then inside means horizontal, smaller than 1, shrink, right? Shrink. Horizontal shrink by 1/2. Okay, right there. And then if outside that's bigger than 1, that's vertical stretch, but no nothing. So no stretch there, vertical stretch there, minus there. That means that's outside, so that means y become negative y, right? Because outside is y, and then I say negative outside, so the y become negative y. Y become negative y means what? Here to here. So x-axis reflection, right? And now this making 0. 2x plus 1 equals 0. Then what? X equals negative 1/2, right? And plus 3, right? Outside plus 3, right? So this, quadratic function, this is like a graph is like this. That means from 0, 0, that vertex, this is vertex, very important point, vertex, shift 1/2 to the left, right? 3 up. Everybody clear? So if I apply that, now what? So horizontal shrink. Horizontal shrink means become what? So something like this, right? And then x-axis reflection, that become what? Like that, right? X-axis reflection, right? And then 1/2 to the left. So let's say this is 1/2, 3 up. 1, 2, 3 up, like that. So graph should be something like that.